The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to today's webinar with your host, Todd Walters.
Thank you, Andrea. Welcome, everyone. And I'm looking forward to spending some time with you today. I'm going to make a few suggestions here as we get rolling. Number one, you really want to try to minimize distractions around you. Your email, your, maybe if your door's open, grab a notepad, grab a pen, and let's just kind of get dialed in here to your real estate business. And I think the easiest way to do that is for me to share with you some things that allowed me to make huge quantum leaps in my real estate business year in and year out. So I think it's going to be really valuable for you, and that's one of my favorite things to talk about. Like, if you think about it, being a coaching program member, you've seen and you've heard about, and you've probably been around some of our highly successful members, like the guys in our Platinum program. Here's kind of how it works. Folks go through the coaching program, and maybe they're doing okay, pretty well. Well, what happens next? Let me keep this the same. Well, we're always interested in you continuing your relationship with us, especially in the Platinum level program. People join that program, they may be doing $100,000 a year in commission. It doesn't really matter to me what people are doing. They may be doing $100,000, maybe doing $1 million. It doesn't matter. It's all level of members. But the idea is when they jump in the program, it's to dramatically grow their real estate business. Take it into a real working business so that it serves you rather than you serving it. It works for you, whether you want to get up and go to work or not. That's ultimately what a real estate business is. For most real estate agents, and for some of you watching and listening to this webinar today, let's face it, you don't have a real estate business. You have a real estate job. So if it depends on you, then it's not a business. So my assumption that I make is that because you're on this webinar, because of your association here, you want more than just a few more leads. You want something bigger out of your real estate career. You would like to have it function as a business so that you can do what it is you want to do when you want to do it, with whom you want to. So that's what a business gives you. It really gives you freedom. It's not supposed to take up more of your time. Okay, so with that, the way to accomplish more is by doing less. And this is really hard for a lot of people to get their brain around, but you understand what I'm talking about, is that the way you get more done is that you do less. Here's a few facts that I think you'll find pretty interesting. The most transactions you personally can ever do on your own is going to be around 60. If you throw in an assistant, then you can drive that number upwards of 100. Maybe even 110, 115. I know some people that have done that, Craig Proctor, Todd Walters, a handful of others, that with an assistant or two, doing 100 transactions or so, most of them being listings. But let's face it, for the average agent, it's 40 to 60 transactions. That's about all you're going to be able to do. You just, time, is what gets us, okay? So if it's more listings, more transactions, more buyers, you're probably looking at a few less transactions than that, but that's about it. So that's the glass to ceiling. So if you want to do 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 transactions, make a lot more money, turn this thing into a real estate business, it's going to require leverage, and it's going to mean you actually doing less. So what do we mean by less? Well, there are things that you guys get up and do every day that you know that if you could delegate to others, you could do more sales activities. And for example, if I've got to sit down and fill out a listing form, listing paperwork, if I've got to broker load the listing in MLS, if I've got to run out, get keys cut, get signs in the yard, take pictures for the property, create the virtual tours, all the things associated with getting a listing up on the market, if I've got to do all those things, then look, that means I'm not on the phone calling back another lead or going on an appointment to sign up a new listing. All right, so the natural course of action is to hire an assistant and delegate those things too. But a lot of people that's where they get hemmed up, is that when it comes time when they get really busy, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm really busy, but I can't afford to hire anybody. And the reality of it is that you can't afford not to, because if you don't, nothing will change. Okay, so you hire the other person. The cool thing about it is that you don't have to pay the other person $35,000 or 30 grand or 25,000 or $40,000, whatever the annual salary, all at one time. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to pay them right now, the day you hire them. It's 2 weeks out, it's 4 weeks out. And it's not a zero-sum game. So when you step into the world of business growth and you begin to leverage yourself with other people, you will make quantum leaps in your real estate business if they're good people that you can depend on. Okay? And this is where a good coach, a good guide comes in handy. All right? So the way to accomplish more is by doing less. So let's identify right now for you these lesser things, what we call rainmaking activities. Okay? Oh, while I've got you, a little bit later in the program, I'm going to share with you how you can actually test drive Craig Proctor's Platinum Level program, our Millionaire Agent Maker Premium Level Coaching Program for free, as well as get a business growth consultation with me at no cost or obligation for you. So we'll get into that a little bit later today. But let's identify what real rainmaking activities are. Okay. Hey, by the way, on your screen, what you're looking at here is a 32-page manual. Check it out. A 32-page manual. It's actually a book that I wrote around our Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Success Checklist. So what I've done over the last 10, 11 years as Platinum Coach is I've compiled all of the things that work, that are necessary, and put them into a checklist to establish and grow a real estate business into a 7-figure net income business. A $1 million net income real estate business making $3 million or more a year selling real estate. Like, what do you have to have? What do you need to do? What has to take place? What's necessary in order to have that or accomplish that? Well, this 32-page manual actually details that, you know, and in effect, I wrote a book around the checklist that we give to all of our Platinum Program members, and I'm scrolling down through it here really fast, but I'll get to one section here. Matter of fact, it'd be easier for me to pull it up on my email. So right here, what you're looking at is a copy and paste from one of the sections in that book. And this is actually my top picks for getting listings. So on this list are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 items. These are my top picks for getting listings. One of the things that I've discovered is that you only need, on average, 7 measurable marketing systems. On average, 7 measurable marketing systems to have a 7-figure income real estate business. 7. You don't need 15 or 20. You just it's even tough to have that. As a matter of fact, there are members in our Platinum Coaching Program, like Francois McKay, who has 5 in measurable marketing systems. I think the last conference, that's what he told me that he had. And he does about $3 million in gross commission income on 5 measurable marketing systems. Okay? But the average is about 7. There are some guys that have, like Jay Macklin, that has 9 or 10 to make that kind of money. Okay, but on average, it's 7. Now, the key word here, operable word, is measurable. Measurable marketing systems. You've got to be able to measure where the business comes from. So the rule that I use when it comes to marketing and helping Platinum Program, helping you establish and grow a highly profitable real estate business, turning that real estate career that you got into a real business, one of the rules is that if we can't measure it, we don't do it. Okay, it's very important you understand. If we can't measure it, you don't do it. All right? So with that, let's talk about rainmaking activities. The easiest way for me to do that is to pull up a blank document. Let me see if I can get one here for you. File, new, blank document. Here we go. And let me blow that up so that it's got some size to it here. That should be good right there. All right. So we're going to call these rainmaker activities. Okay? Fill that up into a big font so you guys can see it on your end. So what is it that you get up and do every day? Now, I'm mentioning this to you prior to me sharing with you the 3 big things that allow me to make huge quantum leaps in my real estate business. Okay? Because I see this as being important. Now, first of all, do you know what a rainmaker is? Right. A rainmaker, as described by Michael Gerber in his book, The E-Myth, which you should have already read. If you're on this webinar today and you haven't read The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, then you're going to want to get that. As a matter of fact, on the coaching site, there are some great recorded calls with Michael Gerber talking about Craig Proctor. And Gerber's a big-time, famous marketing guru. All right, rainmaker activities. Number 1, cherry pick the leads. Okay, so nowhere is it written that you have to call back all the leads that you get. Matter of fact, I think you probably shouldn't. At some point or another, you develop the sense that some leads are better than others. So your job as the rainmaker in your real estate business is to cherry pick the leads. Okay? And then when you cherry pick the leads, let's suppose I get 20 leads and I cherry pick 10 of them, hypothetically, that I believe are worth my time calling. Get the highest use of value out of calling those 10 leads. All right? I call them all. Let's suppose I reach all of them. And I book appointments with all of them. Well, I can't go on 10 appointments, this week. So maybe I cherry pick the appointments. See, if you guys weren't watching, I'd be able to spell correctly. So rainmaker activities. Cherry pick the leads, cherry pick the appointments. Now, in order to have leads, you got to be pretty good at marketing, all right? So the next thing is work on marketing. So this is where something like this, which is my top picks for getting listings, see if I can find it here. Zoop. This email here, which identifies my top picks for getting listings, you can see there's 12 of them on here, okay? One of them is editorial ads. Okay, so that would be something I'd selected and picked out depending on what else is going on in my business. Maybe it's time for me to try to generate more business that's a little further out. So with that, let's talk about getting listings for a second. Okay, there are 2 groups of sellers in your marketplace. 2 groups of seller prospects in your marketplace. Let me be real clear. Matter of fact, let's go back to my Word document here. And we're listing our rainmaking activities, and we understand marketing. There are 2 groups of seller prospects in your marketplace. Okay? Group over here on the right are seller prospects that are ready to list their house now. That's the ones everybody wants, right? That group of seller prospects that's ready to list their house. And this other group over here on the left are seller prospects that aren't ready to list their home right now. Those are your 2 groups. So as a coaching member, you already know that we have marketing that's aimed at attracting leads from both of those groups of seller prospects. People that are ready to go now and people that aren't ready to go right now. Why is it important to do both of those, to go after both of those groups of seller prospects? Well, the reason's really clear. If all you ever do is go after the business that's ready to list right now, you're always going to be chasing down people that are, you're just always going to be chasing, worried about your next paycheck. And the reason is because it's a very small group of seller prospects. In your market right now, the smallest group of seller prospects are those that are ready to list their house today. The largest group of seller prospects are those that aren't. So what's interesting is the majority of real estate agents have no idea, no marketing idea, knowledge whatsoever to go after the folks who are not ready to list their home right now. As a matter of fact, it's foreign to the average real estate agent. The majority of agents out there to even consider talking to those people. They poo-poo them and throw them away. But here's what I know. 6 months from now, 8 months from now, 10 months from now, it's going to come. That time, it's going to approach. You're going to wake up one day and it's going to be 6 months, 8 months later. Wouldn't it be great to wake up in 6 or 8 months from now, cut your computer on, and have 100 people that are ready to list their home today? It'd be great, wouldn't it? Well, that's not going to happen if all you ever do is marketing to attract now business, because that's such a small number of people that are ready to go. You would have had, by the time people become now business, you have other factors. Number one factor, competition. Okay? So, how do you eliminate the competition? Is you become the agent earlier in the process. So, editorial ads, for example, is superior marketing to list build, so that when 6 months, 8 months comes down the road, you're going to have plenty of people to list their house with. If you don't do that, if you don't adopt those methods of marketing to go after now business and to go after the future business, then your business will never be one. Let's be really clear on it. You will never have a real estate business. You will always have just a real estate job, because you will not be able to generate an overflow of business. Okay. So the idea here for me to help you, should you choose to become part of the Platinum program, is immediately to create an overflow of business, to put you in the enviable position of being able to cherry pick the leads, which will lead to you cherry picking the appointments and delegating the overflow of business to others if you choose. And of course you will, because you'll see all this overflow of business. You'll be like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of money that can be made here. So you'll begin to delegate that to other people, buyers, agents, and the like. Right? So how do you get to that position? You work on marketing systems. But see, you take the work out of it. If I go back and we look at my top picks for getting listings here, and I'll just scroll down through this thing. Let's just pick one. Let's look at like direct mail to expireds and for sale by owners. Okay, I made hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with this group of people that are ready to make moves now. Okay, but how do we do it? Well, the direct mail, the things that we would send to them, is superior marketing. It just blew away the competition. It was so good, the prospect would pick up the phone and call and say, come list me. As a matter of fact, I'll show you an example of one of the marketing pieces right now. Let me go to my titanium folder here, and let me find, here we go, pull up an email here, and I'll show you this 4-page flyer. Here's page 1. Okay, let me scroll down. Here's page 2. It's a little bit too big. Let me shrink that down so we get more of it on the page. Page 2, superior stats. Page 3, social proof. Okay, and page 4, which is proof of results, proof of my database of buyers in waiting, or in this case, Mark Gassinos. So it's a 4-page flyer that there's a little more to it, sequential follow-up and the like. But Platinum members get that, and if we go back and we look at my top picks for getting listings, okay, you can see, I see it right here. Look, there's a video for about an hour long webinar where I detail exactly what to do to go out and just kill it, take over your marketplace with expireds and for sale by owners. And here on, for Platinum members on the coaching site is where the materials are that I discuss and talk about in the webinar. All you have to do is copy and implement. So the reason that you see so many people in this Platinum program that go from $75,000, $100,000, $125,000, for example, to $400,000, $600,000, $1 million or more within such a short period of time is because it's easy to copy exactly what it is that we're teaching you to do. I'm just giving you one example of one marketing system, but everything is set up so that it makes it easier to copy. And the reason is because if we go back to the rainmaking activities, you got to work on your marketing systems. It's easier to work on marketing systems if you don't have to create it. So at the platinum level, we make it easier to copy by giving it to you basically done for you. Much, much easier. And I kind of act as the guide and mystery shop your stuff when you send it to me to make sure that it's going to be optimally effective when it hits the marketplace. But rainmaking activities, cherry-pick the leads, cherry-pick deployments, work on marketing systems. Most of you right now are saying, well, I don't have time to work on marketing systems. Well, if it's easier to copy, if it's done for you, then you do have time. So that's the first thing. And we've got to create an overflow of leads. All right. Next rainmaking activity is to hire great people. Okay. What we call ABR. Always be recruiting. So you cherry pick the leads, you cherry pick the appointments, you work on marketing systems, and you find people that you can leverage. So your radar screen is always up. When you're doing a deal with another real estate agent, is that agent somebody that you like, you believe in, you trust, and you could leverage to grow your real estate business? So your antennae go up. So when your focus is on these four things, if that's your focus, your business explodes. Okay? Now let's look at the fifth rainmaking activity is train your great people to be even greater. Now we make this pretty easy. If I go back to the coaching side, let's see if I got that up here. I do. On the coaching side, on the home page for Platinum members, I'll give you one example. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, we have this outside sales agent training course. So for Platinum members, I train your people for you. Okay? We do that online, and we do it offline. Online with things like this OSA training course. Okay? And here's the course. I basically go to lesson 1. There's a video. Okay, I watch the video, and then I have to answer all the questions. Okay, and when I answer all the questions, you see how many questions are there? 15 questions. Then that unlocks video number 2. So every new OSA you would hire, this is the first thing they do. They have to take the OSA online training system. And immediately their brain transforms. They're quantum leaped into being a better salesperson. Okay? Outside of that, we do live training events for your sales guys. Okay, we have live OSA workshops. Let me get logged back in here, so I got kicked off. All right. So anyway, let's go back into our Word document. Rainmaking activities for Platinum members are these things. Cherry pick the leads, cherry pick the appointments, work on marketing systems, hire great people, train your great people to be even better. Okay? That's it. Everything else, delegate. So you delegate the overflow of leads, you delegate the overflow of appointments, you delegate marketing systems once they become a system. Okay, so in other words, if you and I are working on, let's go back to our top picks for getting listings here. So if you and I are working on, let me pick a good example here, USPS. Okay? If you and I are trying to, once we get it kind of good, then you delegate that to your assistant, if you have one, to implement, get done, to run consistently. So every marketing system that becomes measurable is duplicatable. By definition, measurable, it can be duplicated over and over and over again. Okay. One quick example here, too, before I get into these big 3 things, is this referral marketing system. Most of the members that jump into the Platinum program, the vast majority of them, on our very first call that I do with them, they say, I ask this very specific question, where did your last 5 closings come from? And the majority, by a margin, all say referrals and past clients. Which leads to my next question. Okay, How do these people know to refer you or refer themselves? And when do they know to do it? So if you can't answer those questions of how and when, then what the reality of it is that you do not have a referral marketing system. It's what Craig and I call referral by accident. So even referral marketing can be set up into a measurable marketing system. There are actually 4 ways within the Platinum Referral Marketing System that I show you that you can easily put together and launch that system, and it will double or triple your referrals, literally the first month that you implement this. So if that's what a member told me, this is where my business is coming from, Todd, then I'm going to show you how you can get more from it. See, this Platinum program ain't about going out spending a bunch more money and doing stuff that's foreign to you. It's more or less we start with by making your present situation, your present marketing, the things that you're getting business from now, better. So there's been very few members over the last decade that have jumped into the Platinum program that haven't been able to double or triple their business within a very short period of time without doing anything new other than making their present things better, right? Which gets me into the big 3. I like to call it the big 3 things, okay? So how many of you watching today's program want more listings? Okay, just making sure. I can't see your hands, but I'm assuming it's a unanimous, you're raising your hand. Okay. You want more listings? Great. So here's my question to you. Why should I list my house with you over and above anybody else or any other option? If you want more listings, that question has to be answered. And it has to be evident and obvious to the public in your market. So pull out your business card. Most of you guys know this exercise. Pull out your business card. Look at it. Is it obvious? Is it evident? Is it there? Is the reason why I should list my house with you over and above anybody else or any other option there? Is it compelling? Is it exclusive? Is it unique? Your unique selling proposition must be everywhere. It's actually part of my top picks for getting sellers. Item number 12, your bestseller USP everywhere. All right. So let's go back to this Word doc I'm putting together for you guys. All right. The big 3. Okay. So throughout my real estate career, which is well over 20 years now, with much of that spent selling houses, the last decade, part-time selling houses, full-time helping Craig Proctor members like you guys turn their real estate businesses into 7-figure income machines. I've learned a lot, seen a lot, been exposed to a lot. And I told you early on that I've been able to document everything that works and is necessary to have a $4 million real estate business, $1 million net income business. Put that into a book for Platinum members. But there were 3 big things that just were essential. That without these 3 things, quantum leaps, high levels of income, success, it wouldn't have been achieved. It's unachievable without these 3 big things. So in the promo for today's webinar, we use that as leverage to get you on this thing, that I was going to reveal these to you. They're probably not shockers, and it's probably something that you've heard before. But I'm going to detail them for you probably in different ways than you've heard before. And my hope is that as I do this, it will motivate you to get more involved in our Platinum level coaching program. There's no reason for you not to. It's an additional $500 a month more than what you're paying for the coaching program. And we already know the statistics. The statistics are, by a large margin, that when members invest the extra $500 to be in the Platinum program, their incomes double, triple, quadruple, or more within very short periods of time as a result of becoming part of the program. Okay, so my hope is that you can get a better sense of that here by me discussing these 3 big things with you. All right? So I've already touched on the one big thing, all right, and that is the establishment. Let me see if I can type it out here. Let's go with the development and implementation of a unique selling proposition. The development and implementation of a unique selling proposition. Okay, so no biggie, no big surprise there. We all know that Craig Proctor and I, Your Home Sold, or I'll Buy It, that trade-up guaranteed sale program, pretty big-time USP. It's just a matter of when, and really just a matter of when for our members that they roll out and copy and use that performance guarantee in their marketing. But is it necessary to say Your Home Sold or I'll Buy It in order to, have high six-figure, seven-figure income? No, it's not necessary. But there are essential ingredients to unique selling proposition. So early in my real estate career, I learned this. The development and implementation of unique selling proposition. It was a game changer. I remember it well. I rolled out in my marketplace back in 1994, Your Home Sold in 60 days or I'll pay you $1,000 cash. There was no other real estate agent in Metro Atlanta at that time with any kind of unique selling proposition, performance guarantee, even close. So here's what I did when I first rolled that out. I put it everywhere, business cards, flyers, everywhere. Okay. One of the first marketing systems that I had that was measurable was to expired listings. I took a 4-inch by 4-inch cardboard box, stuffed the box full of wheat straw, hay, and there was a card with a string tied to the card and a needle, a sewing needle, a big sewing needle, at the end of the string. It's inside the box. You pull the card out, you look at the card, and it said, searching for the right real estate agent to sell your homes, looking for a needle in a haystack. I will guarantee the sale of your home within 60 days, or I'll pay you $1,000 cash. To discuss the sale of your home, call Todd Walters at this number. That was the first direct response 3D marketing piece that I sent to expired listings, and the rest, as they say, is history. I took over my marketplace, become the #1 RE/MAX agent in Georgia within short periods of time. That led to the development and implementation of Your Home Sold or I'll Buy It, okay, and other things, and other ways of marketing. But they're essential ingredients to developing and implementing a good unique selling proposition. Okay, so let's suppose for a moment that you want listings, you want sellers. Okay, that's a pretty good assumption on my part, eh? And I'm going to show you one of our platinum members and Craig Proctor coaches, Warren Flax. You know what? No, I'm not going to show you that. I am going to go back and show you what we were looking at a little bit ago, which was this flyer from Mark Gastineau. Yeah, dadgummit. That's not it. Where'd it go? Hang on one second. Bear with me. Expired mailing. Okay. So this expired mailing piece, this first piece of mail that an expired listing gets from Mark Gastineau out there in Phoenix, contains all of the ingredients necessary for a unique selling proposition. Yes, there are ingredients. There's a secret sauce that's necessary for you to get listings that make up the essence, this casserole of a unique selling proposition, if that's a good word to use here, I don't know. So what is it? Well, the first thing is we want to understand what it is sellers want. Okay? So you want more listings? Okay, well, what is it that sellers want? Right. One of you got it right. I heard you. Buyers. Sellers want buyers. Okay, so if you're going to try to get listings, then you want to tell the story that you're the guy with the buyers. If you don't have buyers, you're in trouble. As a matter of fact, most real estate agents, the majority of them, when they go on listing appointments, they talk about, here's where we're going to advertise your house. Here's where we're going to market your house. Here's what, here's how we advertise. Here's what it looks like, which is telling the seller, so you don't have any buyers. So, which means now you're going to be compared to all of the other agents and other things that they know about in terms of marketing and advertising. and you're going to face the pressure, the downward pressure on commission. So you've got to go into your listing presentations with lists of and evidence that you're the guy with the buyers or gal. Okay, so on Mark's 4-page flyer here, he does that. Over 1,800 buyers in waiting that we have registered on our website. Here's a recent screenshot of the home buyers. These home buyers are looking to buy a home today. Right? He's got proof, evidence that he's the guy with the buyers. This is the most important thing. How in the world, Mark, can you tell me you're going to sell my house, and if it doesn't sell, you're going to buy it? Because I got the buyers. Mark, why should I list my house with you over and above any other agent or any other option? Because we got the buyers. We've got over 1,800 buyers in our database looking for a home in the area for sale. I'm confident that one of these guys will buy your house. If they don't, I'll buy it. Now, that's a good, unique selling proposition. It's important that it be a part of his marketing, and he's done that. Okay, so what are some of the other secret sauces to its development and implementation of unique selling proposition besides you're the guy with the buyers? Well, second thing would be is that we sell homes for more money. Why should I list my home with you, Mark, over and above anybody else or any other option? Well, we're the guy with the buyers, got over X number of buyers in our database looking for a home in the area, or we call it our database of buyers in waiting, put a label on it. And another reason is because we sell our listings for more money than the average agent. We get 2.8% more money for our clients than the other agents do in our marketplace on average. So we get you more money. Your home's just more likely to sell. You know, not every home sells, okay, but we sell 35% more. Your home's 35% more likely to sell when you list with us over and above another agent, or whatever the number might be. Okay? And we sell them faster. On average, our listings sell twice as fast than the average agent in town. There's 3 big reasons right there for me to call and list my house with Mark. So think about it. You're the agent with the buyers. You sell homes for more money and in less time, and they're just much more likely to sell. And then you just reverse the risk. That's why we can guarantee to sell your home, and if it doesn't sell, we'll buy it, or whatever your performance guarantee is. Okay? If it's not your home sold at your price or I'll buy it for cash, maybe it's we'll sell your home within 60 days or I'll pay you $1,000. Whatever it is, that's a performance guarantee that's backed up by, enforced by, all of these other things that I just mentioned to you that are part of unique selling proposition. You're the guy with the buyers. You sell homes for more money. You sell them in less time. They're much more likely to sell, and I can reverse the risk to back it all up. And the only other thing you can throw in there, social proof. Third-party endorsement. Testimonials. So this flyer here that he sends out to expired listings has all of the ingredients necessary to make up unique selling proposition that absolutely blows away the competition. And I helped Mark write this flyer at one of our meetings that we had. And tested it a little bit, improved it, tested it, and he lists, I don't know, about 3 homes a week, I think he last told me, from expired listings. Okay, from this, and there's some follow-up sequential pieces that go along with it. But let's go back to the big 3. That's number 1, the development and implementation of a unique selling proposition. So hopefully I've done a good job of giving you ideas of what's necessary for that. All right, let's look at number 2. Now, understand, as a Platinum Program member, this is what I help you with. And we've got an arsenal of stuff to pick from. And for you to copy and use on the coaching site. There's no reason if you have to dream up stuff. So if I go to the coaching site here, and I go to the library tab, and I click on File Library, this is what takes you to all of the Platinum materials under categories. Look, Platinum Lead Generation, Platinum Follow-Up, Platinum Orient Operations, Platinum Recruiting, REOs, Relocation, Real Estate Investment, Platinum Listing Sales Systems. One of my favorite things for you guys is down here where it says Platinum Operation Systems. So if I go to Operation Systems, you know, one of the things in here, where's it at? ID number 336, Platinum A to Z Operations. That's all of the activity plans for my contact management system. Job descriptions and contracts for my entire real estate sales team. along with a few other things. Okay, this is all the material that's under the Platinum Operations Systems category link. Anything you click on, you just copy. So if we go to lead generation, all right, here's ID 1338, TW's top picks for getting listings. When I download that, it's specifically what to do. Video, examples of materials, everything. So it's turnkey. That category is long. And the reason is because we've documented over 40 ways for you to get listings. Over 40 ways, all highlighted in detail here with materials and stuff to copy. Okay, so let's go back and let's get to number 2. All right, number 2 on the big 3 that allowed me to make huge quantum leaps in my real estate business, millions of dollars a year, year in and year out. Number 2, the DISC personal concept. Now, the reason this is important is may not be what you think it is. Right now, most of you watching this webinar get referrals, Sphere, past clients. That makes up the majority of your closings. Not for everyone that's watching today, but for the majority that are. I know that. Okay, so that's fine. But when you begin to expand and you grow your business, you're going to be doing more business with strangers, people who don't know you. So trusting you is going to be essential. It's not essential to getting the listing, because you can reverse the risk and all that kind of stuff and get the listings. The platinum level listing presentation is killer, and it will get you the listings. But you're going to want to get the listings at a better price, because that's an issue that you have with strangers, right? And a higher fee. So the reason that platinum members are able to go from 6% to 7% or more, plus transaction fees within short periods of time of joining the program, is because of how we teach them to establish trust. So the DISC personal concept is all about you being able to read a seller or prospect properly and sell to them the way they want to be sold to. That will allow you to build trust faster, more efficiently, so that you can get better pricing on your listings and a higher fee. And you're just much more likely to get the listing for sure. But not just that. As you begin to bring people on your real estate sales team, how do you manage these people? What are the expectations? How do you treat the other person? So the DISC personal concept is essential. Let me repeat, essential for those things I just mentioned. 3 big things allowed me to make huge quantum leaps. Without that, without the knowledge, without implementing that into my real estate business, both inside my team and applying it to my prospects, then I would have missed out on essential things. For example, there are only 3 ways for you to grow your real estate business. Only 3. Okay? Increase transactions, increase the amount of money that you make per transaction, and increase the number of times people come back and buy from you. All of those things, especially 2 and 3, getting more money per sale and getting people to come back and buy from you, directly related to number 2 here on the list. Okay, now, before I share with you number 3 on this list, I need to conduct a poll while I've got everybody's attention. So I'm going to ask you some polling questions here. I want to get you to respond. So I'm going to bring Andrea back on. Andrea, you there?
Hi, I'm here.
All right, so why don't we do this? I'm going to scroll back up to my page on my manual here that I had on my screen to start with. And I'm going to ask the polling question here, and Andrea's going to throw up on the screen for you guys to answer. Okay, and we're going to call this polling question number 1 here. Okay? That if you've enjoyed today's webinar so far, today's program, and you would like to get a free one-on-one platinum level millionaire agent maker business consultation, if you want a consultation with me to discuss your real estate business and how you can make it bigger and better and more fun and serve your life rather than you serving it, what you're going to want to do is just check yes. That's on the polling box. It's popping up on your computer screen here right now. So, Andrea, let's do that polling question number 1.
Okay, we have
right?
you did. If you would like a free Platinum Business Building consultation, yes or no, just click it with your mouse. We have about a quarter of the group has voted.
All right, so let me repeat the question. If you've enjoyed today's webinar so far and you want a Platinum Business Building consultation with me, just check yes on the polling box right now. And we'll leave that poll open for about another 5 seconds there. Give everybody a chance to respond. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll pull that down. Thank you.
Gone ahead and closed that question. Let me know when you're ready for the second question.
So before we go to polling question number 2, I want to show you guys something here. Okay. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but our platinum level coaching program is way cool. It's a millionaire agent maker program, and it happens within a very short period of time if people do a good job of implementing what it is that we teach. As a matter of fact, here are all the features that you get if you were to become a platinum program member. That 32-page millionaire agent maker success guide, the complete business plan, I give that to you. And it may be the only business plan you'll ever need. The one-on-one coaching with me mystery shopping your marketing materials and plussing them along the way. Okay? You get the Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Program Resource File Library, and I showed that to you a little bit ago. Every month, we direct mail to you a package. And in the package are 4 newsletters that I publish every month, along with CDs of me talking to other Platinum members and helping them improve their real estate business. We put all that into a package and send that to you every month. I also send you the referral newsletter that you can copy, the same newsletter that I send to my database to generate a boatload of referrals. I give it to you so that you can copy it. That comes around the 15th of every month. The first of the month, I publish a newsletter called Position Marketing, Marketing to the Affluent Real Estate Prospect. Okay? We've got our Platinum Offsite Sales Agent live workshop due a couple of times a year. You send your OSAs to me. You come. I train them just like you were joining my real estate sales team. We do a couple of Millionaire Agent Maker conferences just for Platinum members. You're probably familiar with those. You may have even sat in on one for a day or two before. Every month, I do a lead conversion call. Craig and I do a Platinum call with the members. I interview one of our members, Millionaire Agent Maker members in our program, what's working and what's not working. Everybody listens in and asks questions. I highlight one of our systems on webinar, kind of like I'm talking to you guys today about these big 3 things. And, of course, the networking with the other Platinum program members and having access to Craig Proctor's coaching program, meaning you keep your coach. So you get me, you get Craig, and you get your own coach, everything associated as a Platinum program member. So $41,923 annual value. So the offer that I want to make you is if you're interested in test driving Craig Proctor's Platinum program for free, I want you to check yes on the polling box that Andrea is throwing up on the computer screen right now. So I'm going to repeat the polling question. We'll call this polling question number 2. That if it sounds interesting to you, if you like what I'm sharing with you today, and you believe that maybe more high-level coaching, access to millionaire real estate agents, hanging out with those guys and having these kind of advanced materials and sessions will benefit you, then yeah, take a test drive of the Platinum program. You can do that for free. We'll share that with you. We'll call you and tell you how to do that. And if that sounds interesting to you, then just check yes on the polling box that's popping up on your computer screen right now. And we'll make that happen. Okay, so we'll leave that up for about another 5 seconds there. If you want to test drive Platinum for free, click yes. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that down. Andrea, thank you. Appreciate you doing that. Okay, let's get back to number 3 I was going to share with you. All right, the big 3. Number 3. You guys ready for this one? All right. Use of a contact management system. It was really cool to be able to go on vacation, go to the beach wherever it was I want to go deer hunting, whatever it is I want to go fishing in Montana. And knowing that everybody back in my office walks into the office, 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever, cuts their computer on, and immediately on the computer screen, the computer's telling them what to do. That is how you use a contact management system. You're from a top producer, wise agent, whatever it is, the best contact management system is one you'll actually use. But here's how I want you to view your contact management system. It's basically one giant flow chart. You get this? One big flow chart. For example, when you list a house, what happens next? Well, there's a checklist for that. When a home goes under contract, there's a checklist for that. When you get a new buyer lead, there's a checklist for that. When you lose a listing, there's a checklist for that. When you lower the price of the listing, there's a checklist for that. After you close a house, there's a checklist for that. Okay? In other words, there's a checklist of activities at every fork in the road with the process of a lead to a client, to a past client. There's a checklist at all those things that can go on throughout the lifetime of that client, lead, prospect, whatever they are. Checklist. So your contact management system is a series of checklists. That all you got to do is that when you reach that fork in the road, you click a button, it activates the checklist and tells everybody what to do. That's a business operating system in a nutshell. Yes, it has all your contacts in it, all your clients, and they've got tags and definitions and source codes of where they come from and what they are, so you can measure things. But once you understand it's a big giant flow chart that tells everybody in your business what to do, it makes the whole process of owning a business, having a business, more realistic for you. Now, it's way easier when I can just give you all of the activity plans from Craig Proctor, from Craig's contact management, from my contact management system, and you can use those as guides to set them up in your own contact. It makes it much easier, and I understand that. So if we go back to the coaching site, and I mentioned this to you before, I click on Platinum Operations Systems. In here, you do find all of the activity plans. There's a checklist for that. Out here in the Platinum OSA workshop, if I go to that category link, and I clicked on Platinum seller conversion, buyer conversion, any of these things right here, it's full of checklists, activity plans of what happens if, what happens when. But that's a contact management system. So in order to have a real estate business that will serve your life, rather than you being a slave to it and you having to serve it, what's essential is a contact management system, an operating platform that will do these things for you. Now, here's what's really interesting about that, and you'll be able to relate to this. Contact management systems, they weren't really written for me and you to use. And when I mean use them, I mean sit in front of a computer all day long and type of stuff on a keyboard. Matter of fact, let's go to Infusionsoft. And you'll understand what I'm talking about right here. So I'll sign in because we've got Infusionsoft as one of our contact management systems that I use for the coaching program business. All right. So Infusionsoft right here. Let's just go to these guys here, okay? So this is some guys who are interested in the Platinum program, okay? Yogi and Yogi, how about that? And he's got 2 offices, 8 agents, guest boss want to build a brokerage, blah, blah, blah. Bill wants to refer them over to me. So I'm going to call him today, and I'm going to talk about, his business and see if the Platinum program may be a good fit for him. I'm going to do that. We'll make that call, okay? But there's all kinds of things that go on here in this contact management system. But what I know how to do is what I just showed you. I know how to pull up the contact and look at it and go and do the activity. But let's be really clear on this. The majority of what goes on in your contact management system, you won't do. It's written for the high C's, the high S's, the administrative people that you bring into your real estate. That's who's really going to build out and function and use your contact management system. If we go back to the rainmaking activities, you'll see right here, it doesn't say work on your contact management system. as a rainmaking activity. Okay, so the easiest way to get an activity plan set up in your contact management system is for you to write the activity plan and then hand it over to an assistant and say, hey, set this activity plan up in my contact management system so that whenever we have a price reduction, everybody knows to do these activities, and it tells everybody what to do. So your administrator sits down, and they like that. They need that structure. It's very important to them, based on their personality type, to work within that secure kind of environment and structured deal. But make no mistake about it, use of a contact management system means leveraging. You're going to leverage that kind of technology to grow a better real estate business. So that, my friends, are the big three things that allowed me to make huge quantum leaps in my real estate business year in and year out. The development and implementation of a unique selling proposition. I went through the secret sauce and formula for doing that. The DISC personal concept and how that allows me to establish and build trust with prospects, turning them into clients so that we get a higher fee and we get better pricing on our listings, and managing my sales team as it grows. And the contact management system, which is a business operating platform. It tells everybody what to do. One big giant flow chart in activity plans with activities. So if you want to grow, if you want to establish and grow a very successful real estate business, those three things are going to be part of it. Without those three, not much is going to change for you, except for maybe your business becomes a little more chaotic if you produce an overflow of leads. So my job as Platinum Coach is to help you do those things. If you guys choose to take advantage of the offers that we gave you today, we'll talk about that. All right, so hopefully I've done a good job of sharing some of these things, making them clear. And I got no problem answering some questions. So why don't we do this? Why don't we bring Andrea on? And Andrea, why don't you tell everyone what they need to do if they want to ask a question or talk to me a little bit while we've got a few minutes left.
Yes, sir. If you would like to ask a question, you can type your question in the chat box or click the hand icon you see at the top left-hand side of your control panel. You must have a working mic or be on the telephone to talk to the group aloud. We have Rich. It says, hi, Todd. What is the best contact manager that is easy to use?
The easiest contact management system to use? Well, let me answer that question a little different way. My own personal experience. The hardest thing that I do as a real estate coach, the hardest thing, Andrea, you probably heard me say this before, is getting members to copy. It's the hardest thing that I do. It really is. So I don't know why, but it is. The most successful members that we have in our program are the ones that copy the best. You know, people jump in here and they say, "Hey, I want to make $1 million selling real estate." Okay, but they don't copy the people that make $1 million selling real estate. They do stuff similar to it. So when it come time for me to consider a contact management system back in the early 90s, I just copied what Craig was using. Hey, Craig, what's your contact management system? I'm using a Remax Agent 2000, which was Agent Office at the time. So that's what I used. So that's how I picked it. And I used it for, I don't know, up until 2009 when I sold my real estate business. So that's all I know. Now, I use Infusionsoft, but I've been using Infusionsoft since, I don't know, 2008 or 9. I've been using it a long time, but for the coaching side of the business, working with you guys. I never used it as a real estate business applications with my sales team. But there are some members that use Infusionsoft. There are plenty of members that use Top Producer, and there are plenty that use Wise Agent. As a rule, the best contact management system is the one you'll actually use, but it really needs to do several things. Track your leads, track your sales, so you'll know where the business is coming from, so to do more of that, less of the things that don't work. Activity plans that tells other people what to do easily in your real estate business. You can assign activities to people. So whichever program does that. I guess the top of my list would be Top Producer, Wise Agent. So those are the ones that we kind of recommend to people when they ask. but I wanted to give you the little longer answer there, just so you could get a little different perspective on it. But good question. All right, so with that then, I'm going to wrap up today's program, and I want to thank all of you for jumping on there. Hopefully you got some good stuff out of that. I'd love to help you on a deeper level with your real estate business, so here's what you do. Okay, if you want to talk to me personally, discuss anything, ask questions about our Platinum Coaching Program, I'm going to give you an email address, okay? It's platinum@toddwalters.com. And the phone number you'll want to call is 678-436-8292. Okay? There's how you can reach me. Right there. I'll highlight that, leave it up on the screen. Write that down. And give us a chance here to help you with your real estate business. And consider this an open invitation to become part of the Platinum Program. But there's no reason for you to go out and spend the money and join it right now. Let's just talk about it. Let's see if it's something that might work for you. And I believe that if it is, you'll be just like the other guys that jumped into the program. Businesses exploded, become a real estate business, and the rest is history. So with that, I want to thank you, Andrea, for helping us out with today's webinar. I want to thank everyone who was made time to come on and watch and listen and participate today. You'll be rewarded for it in some way, trust me. So with that, it's going to wrap up our program, and let's go sell some houses. We'll talk to you guys soon, I'm sure. Thanks now. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a wonderful afternoon.